Are you trying to get more leads and more sales opportunities for your home service business? Well, today I'm going to share with you a tip that I believe that you need to be the owner or the leader of your company, and you need to be on camera. Okay? Why is it better to show your face versus a generic image or a real image? Why is it important to show your face online? Today, I'm going to share with you 3 tips of why it's so important and how I believe it will help you increase your revenue for your business, okay? I'm digital marketing coach Chris Heidlebaugh, and if you're new to me, I help home service companies stop guessing with their marketing and start focusing on getting more leads, more calls, and more booked jobs. From doing a digital marketing audit for you to training you or your team how to do your marketing in-house or handling your marketing for you, you can learn more how you can work with me at digitalmarketingcoach.com. So I'm gonna give you 3 tips today, and one of those key things I really want to talk about is the first one, is the biggest one, is when you are the owner. Okay, let's just say you do remodeling, okay? Yes, there's a time and place that a lot of your content should be before and after content, things like that. But when you show your face and you say, hey, you know, I'm Chris with Chris's Remodeling, and today I want to talk to you about, you know, our company or our bathroom remodeling services or our kitchen remodeling services or things like that. Instantly, it builds trust. And trust is a currency. Trust is a currency that you cannot buy. You cannot buy trust. Trust is something that is earned, okay? And how do you earn trust? By being on camera. Now, I know it's uncomfortable. You might be like, hey, what do I do with my hands, or my voice? I sound like a Smurf, right? Whatever, okay? It could be one of those things where that is the deciding factor of you getting more jobs, bigger jobs, more qualified jobs, because people now trust you. And this is why it's so extremely important, okay? So I cannot give you a bigger tip, and that is to show your face on camera. Be the person. Take accountability for your company, whoever it is. If it's a salesperson, it's whatever. Now, I don't know the legal, make sure you have media releases if you have employees on camera or whatever you're going to do. But again, if you are the owner of the company, you know, obviously you own the company, right? Or you're like one of the partners or leaders, okay? But the thing is, when a customer is looking at you and 5 of your competitors, and when they see that you have a video and you're talking about the service and you're talking about your company and you're talking about how you help people, that is the deciding factor many of the times, okay? So be bold, take accountability, and be on camera, because again, you want to earn that trust. Number 2 is it increases engagement, okay? So if you're on social media or if you're on your website, and you have a video and you're educating people, again, not only do people stay on your website longer, not only do people probably look at more of your information, but it increases engagement, right? You have better conversations. You are able to, have just a better sense of people understanding. So there's a great guy, Marcus Sheridan, look him up. He had a pool company, River Pools and Spa, probably still does. I don't know all the details, right? All I know is he's a rock star, super love him. He works with a company called Impact as well, and they teach people. Back in the days, like 2008, early 2000s, whatever, there's housing issues, different things going on. He just talked about he started making videos. He started educating people. And he noticed when he was doing tracking that customers would watch it was like an incredible amount of content. I want to say that there's times where maybe some people watched 120, or they went to 120 different pages. Now, granted, is that going to be your customer? Not necessarily. I believe that the higher the ticket price warrants people doing a little bit more research. I get that. But, it was something crazy. So just imagine, though, what he calls, and again, I'm not taking credit for this, they call it like assignment selling. So somebody will contact them, and they say, yeah, we'll be at your house on Friday at 1 o'clock. Before then, here's 2 videos I would love for you to watch, so that way you kind of know a little bit more about our process, about our materials that we use, how we do things. So for an example, let's go back to the remodeling example, okay? So say like you do remodeling, and maybe you get the same questions all the time. Like for an example, can I still use my kitchen if, you're doing remodeling in my house, right? And so you can send a video specifically for that service or for bathroom remodeling or whatever else is going to be. So you can be like, hey, this is Chris for Chris's Remodeling, and today a common question we get is, can you still use your kitchen while we're doing your kitchen remodel? So today I want to answer that. And so you can talk about it. Be like, hey, look, until we pull off the countertop, or until we do this or that, you can definitely use your information, your kitchen or whatever. Or you might be like, look, because we want it to be safe for you and your family, your animals, everything else, we do ask that you give us X amount of days. Based on your project, we need 2 days to complete our work, and then your kitchen's gonna be transformed, it's gonna be yours, and everything's gonna be good, okay? So now, when you go to the meeting, they've already watched the video, you've already answered most of the questions for them, right? It just helps your life be so much easier. So I definitely recommend trying to make the content and the videos and be the face of your company, because you're gonna definitely increase the engagement, okay? And number 3 is simply going back to that kind of education. Education is gonna set you aside from your competition. When the competitors are just like, buy, right? We're like NSYNC back in the day, okay? Is gonna be one of those things where you are saying, look, we wanna work with you, but we also wanna make sure we're a good fit. Here's some videos to educate you about how we do things. Here's some pictures of what before and after looks like. Here's some different content, here's some different things. And now it's about education, okay? You can go to Canva, you can get pictures, you can get a stock picture of a house and say, oh yeah, we're roofers, right? But when you're actually on a roof and you're filming, you say, look, a lot of times people get hail damage, but it's not as bad as you really think it is. A lot of times you can have, up to this size or this size, and your house is not leaking, or this, that, and the other, or you might have broke out a skylight and never even known it, and it's going to take 6 months before it actually gets to the ceiling where now it's leaking, and it's been leaking in your attic for 6 months, right? You can educate people where now, instead of just being a door knocker or a cold caller or cold texter now, I guess, or whatever, you can educate people. And again, I truly believe that you win more business through education. Because when you're showing trust, when you're showing information, you're getting that trust. And you're showing that trust, you're showing that accountability, customers want to work with you. So please, I challenge you, be the face of your company. Be the face in videos and pictures. Block out 30 minutes a month. I'm not asking you to do a lot. I'm just saying take 30 minutes a month, set up a little spot in your office or on a job site or do whatever, and make video content. So that way you can just take accountability, earn trust, increase engagement, right? And truly educate the customer. I'm digital marketing coach Chris Heidlebaugh, and for more help, I'll see you at digitalmarketingcoach.com.